Alright. Second best of 5 is ready. The gods of the internet have praised us. I was able to win a game. Temujin was amazing. You guys are amazing. And LoKlok is here. We've got RosscO versus LoKlok. The boys are ready. I'm ready. Let's do it. Love the Roddy ladder. Old man still got it, Patty Mac. Well, besides the hour that I did before this Big Brain started, but to be fair, that was very unreasonable by Battle.net. HeroMarine, Battle B, GG Machine, Battle B, E-Laser. It's like, thanks guys. That was really fun. What is the MMR? So these two players play around 5,200, 5,300. Something among those lines. RosscO definitely has been damn good from time to time, but I also know RosscO as a guy that doesn't play Starcraft 24/7. But I know he's a cool member of the Starcraft community. He's been to a couple of Epic Lands. He's been to a Home Story Cup. Yeah, these guys are borderline GM. So like basically very high Master, low GM. Earlier we watched high Diamond, low Master. The idea for me was to get 4 best of 5s tonight with completely different skill levels, so everybody can kind of see what we are working with. We didn't get to see too much in that first series. It is what it is, but just wanted to give a little bit of everything today. The last 2 series of the night are obviously the most high level series. Second series, here we go, and he's sending out the boys. Cheeky Colores.
Let's get it on. Round 1, fight.
In the bottom left side, he is one of the very few African players that I am able to invite from time to time, representing Algeria and the Platinum Heroes. This is LoKlok. Top right side, we are looking at the main base of the man from Scotland, who I may or may not have picked up off the streets of Krefeld once upon a time. But that is a story for a different day. You guys just have to make it to the upcoming Home Story Cup to see what that's all about. Exclamation mark HSC if you guys want to learn a thing or two about the upcoming edition. This is RosscO. A legend. So we're going for Marauders here, guys. Is that what this is? This has to be Marauders, right? I've already had a lot of people tell me that they're in full panic because Roddy, without overcharge you can never stop Marauders. Personally, I didn't think that dealing with Marauders was all about overcharge. There were obviously moments where it's massive, but most of the time I would lose or win the game away from overcharge. Now, you can obviously just not expand either. That's a perfectly fine play. If you scout and you think your opponent is going for double barracks Marauder, are you forced to expand? No, I don't think you're forced to expand at all. Your one base economy is going to be bigger than their one base economy. You can go for a Stargate, you can make a Void Ray, you can go for a Robo, make an Immortal. And that is apparently the path that RosscO has taken. Which I think is pretty smart. Maybe would have been a tiny bit stubborn to go for an expand here. Yep, it is on the PTR tonight, guys. PTR, new maps. We only have 6 new maps, so I have selected 3 old maps. I went for one map that every race is fond of. Crimson Court, Golden Aura, and Post Youth. So I didn't want any whining. No whining saying that I was biased, that I cherry picked. All 3 races got a map that they're fond of. And besides that, 6 of the new ones. Isn't this like a little bit too dramatic, guys? Isn't this a little bit dramatic? No, I didn't want to go Dynasty because I feel like Dynasty would always get vetoed. Double battery. I mean, oh my god, he's pulling the boys as well. Sweet baby Jesus. You put some money on the line and this is the Starcraft you get to see, eh? Marauders and SCVs against Probe Stalker and a Void Ray on the way. The winner of this series gets 80 bucks. The loser will still get 20. Those shield batteries putting in work, guys. With or without overcharge, shield batteries are massive here. And at the moment, LoKlok is honestly, I think, already in a bit of trouble. He has lost a Marauder. He's going to lose these 2 Marauders as well. 2 more Marauders show up. But I think the moment that Void Ray is out, it is a Zoom Slush. It is game over. Unless somehow all the probes die. I don't know why LoKlok has decided to lose 4 Marauders before the boys show up. Like 4 Marauders is so freaking many Marauders, guys. And now Big Daddy Void Ray is here to make it justice rain from above.
Justice reigns from above.
And that was it. Now, I think the double proxy Marauder build has potential. It had potential in the old patch. It will still have potential in this one too. I don't think that's quite the execution you're looking for. Let's put it like that. The extra battery absolutely ended up being very nice, but yeah, I think LoKlok threw a little bit. I don't hate the second battery. It's not the craziest thing ever. It just the original battery is actually a lot tankier. Or a lot. It's a little bit tankier, which makes it a lot harder to snipe. So that definitely was a game. So far tonight, I'm spoiling you guys, eh? Some epic Starcraft has been played. First, you guys get to watch me get absolutely destroyed for an hour straight on the ladder by Europe's finest. And then we have a 3-0 PVZ with a slow link flood and Lord knows what else. And now we've got the boys dying before, or the Marauders dying before the boys showed up in 3 minutes and something seconds. I know, I'm being very generous. You won't find action like this anywhere else. It's alright. Why doesn't Marauder simply lay on his back to shoot the void ray? Don't give them any ideas, bully. This is a test server after all. There might be a Terran out there that is a member of the Balance Council that's reading that and he's like, you know what? I feel like Marauders should have a siege ability where they can lay on their back and they can shoot at air units. And if that ever happens, I will never ever visit Team Liquid, Reddit or Twitch again because I am done. I could not deal with the internet if that will ever make it to the game. More rockets, yeah. Alright, 1-0 lead for the man from Scotland. First win today, guys, for the lads over at Epicland. And by the way, Paddy Mac, if you can hear me, what's the story behind you going to Epicland? I'm just kind of fascinated by this one. I think it's really awesome. I think it's cool that Ember Drake is there. I saw Black Widow's there, Lorimbo's there. That Gerald goes for the prize money, you know, I understand that, but Paddy Mac? Why the hell is Paddy Mac at Epicland? I want to get to the bottom of this.
Round 2, fight!
Top right side of... I don't even want to try to pronounce this. What the hell is this? I don't want to accidentally offend somebody in their native language. Before I know, I say a terrible word in some language that I've never spoken a word of and I'll get cancelled. Give me your best guess, guys. What is this? I'll go with Amy. In the top right side of Amy, we're looking at the main base of the Algerian Terran. The proxy 2-Rex Marauder SCV pool did not work out. It's LoKlok. By the way, what did I read earlier, Athena? You said you guys were making fun of me for calling you Irva? What? Why am I being bullied now? Why are you guys picking on me? Paddy Mac is 100% insane. I believe it, Dolan. I believe it. Bottom left side. It is the man from Scotland. A really great guy, even if I didn't get to spend too much time with him. I love him. I love his vibe. I think he's awesome. It's RosscO from Scotland, playing this live from Epicland. I think it goes without saying that I wish everybody over at Epicland a great weekend. Hope you guys have fun, enjoy all the Starcraft games or any of the other games that you guys may be playing. I am honestly excited for my comeback to LAN. Play a little Starcraft tournament and then play Deadlock for 3 days straight while drinking Monster Energy and I feel like I'm 19 again. What? It's gonna be sick. I'm gonna make it happen, guys. Zuidland LAN is coming. I am sure that there is a little warehouse that I can rent over here and we can all just play Deadlock for a couple days. The map, the hold in the map is trippy. Oh, you mean like the planet? Yeah, I was looking at that as well, right? It looks cool, no? It's beautiful. All that space. And still not enough room for all the tiers out there right now. Definitely need to find a different galaxy. How do you participate in this tournament? You get invited by me. You get invited if I see some activity within the StarCraft 2 scene. If I think that you are somebody who contributes something to the scene. You got a good standing. That's how you get invited. The crybaby Nebula. Alright, enough. So 1 gate fast spent after it got blocked. And now RosscO has gone for 2 more gateways. So that is going to give him enough firepower to maybe deal with Hellions Reapers. The problem is how are we going to keep probes safe in the third and in the main. Having units on hold position is not necessarily safe enough because obviously a Reaper Grenade can always bounce units out of position. If I make 5k, I can get an invite. Air, if you play any amount of StarCraft 2, I will gladly invite you. I know you've done a lot of great things for the Brute War scene. I don't think you've ever really contributed anything to StarCraft 2, but I will still gladly invite you. As a member of the StarCraft family, that was banter by the way, I hope you know that. If you actually play a couple games, I'll gladly invite you. Ooh, the $500 by the way, Bully, sounds pretty sick. I am joking, yeah, it was banter, mate. Here come the Hellions and the Reaper. No shield battery, plenty of Stalkers, no shield battery, but also not too many probes. Follow up is a couple Cyclones. Cyclones, I think, are very good against Stalkers that don't have blink, as long as you don't mess up. And it is important to mention that LoKlok is obviously playing from Algeria. The PTR, the test server, is hosted in America, US Central. So it could be hard for him to micro his Cyclones properly. But the bunker is a little bit late, so RosscO is gonna definitely find something here. I would almost say just play it safe right here, LoKlok, and wait until that tank is out, mate. Like losing a couple meals, it sucks. Losing SCVs, it sucks, but it's better than losing your game. But if you don't make 5k in the next calendar year, honestly, Air, I would take it, mate. If you pick Protoss, I can get you to 5k within 3 weeks. And then we'll just chop Bully's money up in half. You 250, I get 250, you're 5k, you have bragging rights for the rest of your life. Give it 2 months, mate, and I'll get you to 5k. Even you. And I know you'll be one of my toughest challenges to date, but I am convinced that if we work for that for 2 months, I'll get you to 5k. LoKlok is in a little bit of trouble here. Now he's only down 4 workers. That's not the bad part. The bad part is that he's got a bunch of Blinky boys that are ready to knock on his front door. And 1 tank is not enough to deal with all these Blinky boys. He's dropping all the mules as well, but he's supply blocked. Ay, ay, ay. I could do coaching for all races, obviously, but I don't really do any coaching. I did get a heartfelt email last night from somebody who wants to really achieve something in StarCraft 2. And I told him I'll gladly help him, so... There will be some coaching, obviously I do that for free. Here come the Stalkers. Stalkers don't do anything for free, but no high ground vision. Man, LoKlok only has 1 tank, but that tank is straight out of Fury, baby. That is the best job he's ever had. And I gotta give LoKlok some compliments for the activity with the Hellions. Because he's actually been doing a really good job in hurting that economy. Please don't lose your tank, mate. Whatever you, maybe that tank was bait? Oh, that tank was bait. He was pretending that was the only tank. Oh, LoKlok. Or maybe it was just a whatever play, but well, it's pretty decent. RosscO did get it though in the end. RosscO is up 8 workers and he's got a Dark Shrine on the way. What is it about these UK players and a Dark Shrine? Now Stim is almost done, so the next time the Stalkers make a blink like that, it could hurt. Do we have an eBay? We don't have an eBay. We're gonna have to keep a very, very close eye on the orbitals, guys. There is 70 energy in the main, there is 75 in the natural. Please, LoKlok, see this. See this. Scan. Scan. LoKlok. LoKlok. Scan. Yes, he gets 1. He gets the second. He gets the second. Honestly, I think he's cooking. I kind of think he is cooking. Thank you to Grant for the 52 months and congrats, mate. I just saw the announcement. You are to Streamer Zone, but I am to Basilisk, mate. And I don't want to brag, but that's something you can be incredibly proud of. Great scan there by LoKlok. Obviously, RosscO now maybe regretting sending in both Dark Templars at the same time. This is an army, guys. This is an army that slaps. What I think RosscO should do is always have 1 DT chipping away at this army. Right now, he doesn't. Stim is done. Combat Shield is done. Do we have a starport? We don't. Does LoKlok care? I don't think he cares. LoKlok is the Charlie Sheen of Algeria. He's got 1 speed, 1 gear, and that's go. And he's gonna siege up some tanks. He's gonna stim. Scan, scan, scan. For the love of everything, scan. Mate, scan, please. He does scan. He kills both DTs. Now siege up those tanks. Why is he never... Oh my god, there comes the blink. And now we're gonna stim. 1 tank has almost fallen. Will fall in the end. But in return, RosscO loses the vast majority of his Stalkers. 1 Zealot, by the way, is going ham on the tank. I don't like the unsiege, by the way. I would not have done that. I would have preferred to see that tank continue to be sieged. Another DT does get warped in. RosscO now doing what we mentioned earlier, but it's a little bit late for that. That's now a slow warp in, or maybe it was always a slow warp in, because that pylon is in the middle of nowhere. Stalkers have turned around. It's definitely very messy video gaming over here between these two. LoKlok has not built an SCV since minute 5. I don't know. It's been hard stuck at 31. 31 SCV. LoKlok is about to turn into a mythical fighter. He's also been on 70 out of 70 for a while. LoKlok is playing next level star. Oh my god. Zealot charge is done now. Once Zealot charge is done, obviously everything hurts a little bit. Well, at least he's no longer supply block, guys. RosscO is still up 22 workers. Like, that was obviously a fight over the third base. I don't even know why RosscO never took his natural. Could have taken his natural. I think LoKlok really got punished there for A, never building an SCV, never building additional depots, and never building a starport. And on top of that, then he was just kind of stuck there for a little while. It's not that decisive. Honestly, a little bit painful. I'm cheering for the man who's down 0-1. I don't think that RosscO should think about attacking. Even if Zealots with charge are good, all that LoKlok needs is like 10-12 Marines that are healthy. And then he's gonna have a field day with 0-0 Zealots. This is certainly a game. RosscO's got more than enough gas to build like a Robo Bay and a second Robo immediately. Obviously he got that Dark Shrine as well, so he can always build Archons. RosscO may still be cooking here after all. Even if it was like 40 army supply against 10 at one point. There is obviously a build that LoKlok wins. Like 4 medevacs and we full send it. We pull the boys. Archons are going to be an issue. Shield batteries with or without overcharge are an issue. A Guardian shield would be an issue. By the way, one guy, I think the guy from Reddit, he has honestly corrupted my brain. And now every single time I think of a sentry, I think of his very reasonable suggestion. And that is that from here on out, if you cast a Guardian shield, it should function in the same way as Microbial Shroud functions, where it just attaches to the unit for 25 seconds. He thought that this was a very reasonable suggestion, and this is exactly what Protoss needs. And I think it's absurd, because it would be incredibly strong. There would not be a moment ever where you won't see people cover their entire army with +2 armor. But now whenever I think of a sentry, I can't stop thinking about it. I want my money back. There is a DT slicing away at this army. How many scans are available? He's got a bit of energy here. He's got plenty of energy, but apparently did not want to scan. Casual 25 seconds +2 for your entire army. Army supplies here are close. 1 Colossus out, no extended thermal lens. 2 tanks are sieging up in the back. 1 tank is going to get a bit close. It all comes down to the micro here, guys. Obviously, RosscO has time on his side, so he can just kind of poke a little bit, bait out a couple stims. Medevac count is not crazy high. I feel like it should be RosscO winning this, but there is a world where he doesn't. +1 is about to finish up for the Terran. We need to scan here though, mate. We really do need to scan. We need to kill those DTs. Kinda needed to kite a little bit as well, but he didn't want to abandon the tanks. And I get it, but in the end there is just a little too much Protoss here. The man from Scotland, the man who's playing from Epic Land, will take the 2-0 lead here. RosscO flying away with this one. You know, last week I was bantering inexorable about that being the night of 3 zeros, where I was like, I really don't think that would ever be the night of 3 zeros. I don't think that series 3 and 4 are likely to go 3-0. The first 2, they could have. I saw a suggestion that Guardian Shield should eat an EMP, which prevents the EMP but eats the shield. I mean, that's different, but doesn't sound crazy. I think giving your entire army +2 armor for 25 seconds, no matter where the units go, I think that's a little extreme. There's like nothing that the other race can do about it. It's just there, it's casted, and it's gonna stick. The one that's absorbing an EMP is kind of cool. Did RosscO build a single unit that needed energy here? I don't think so. Hey, he built sentries, no? I think sentries need energy. And also, obviously, shield batteries regenerate shields. It's not just about energy, but it's a lot about shields. I would rather if shields armor rating reduce the effectiveness of EMP. I don't know. Like, EMP has been touched and changed quite a few times. I think eventually you just want to leave it alone. Was there a sentry? I think that was absolutely a sentry in that game, no? Didn't we have a guardian shield? Not really, because the anti-armor missile is still something you have to land. You don't have to land a guardian shield. Like, you have your units together, you press G, and then it's there. That's something that you cast on your own unit. It's not something you land on the opponent who's trying to play around it, right? That's not the same. Let's go ahead and hop into game 3 of this so far very fast and furious night of the Big Brain Bouts. But I still hope you guys are having fun. And then we see some interesting stuff. Rough series for this man so far from Algeria, but let's see if we can step it up and find a way to victory.
Round 3. Fight.
Top right side, representing, I think, the Platinum Heroes in Algeria. It is LoKlok. Nice kitty. Meow. I know Vicky would immediately be cheering for LoKlok, seeing this kitty. In the bottom left side, the first of the 4 players who's playing tonight from Epic Land went 0-3. But this man has taken a 2-0 lead. Can he restore the order for the world versus Epic Land? Hailing from Scotland, and I'm sure that all 80 buckies will be spent on chips, fries, fish and chips, and a lot of beer. This is RosscO. Anybody can get into the PTR. All you have to do is go to your Battle.net client, and instead of the server that you normally select, you drop the little drop down bar and then PTR appears. You do have to download it. It is 27 gigabytes, but you can already play after like 10 or 12 gigabytes. So it's open, accessible to anybody, and honestly they need more players. So less yapping, more playing, guys. That is my motto. My motto for the rest of October is less yapping, more playing. You can say whatever you want about this old man, but I've done like 33 games at this point on the PTR. Which I think is like 33 more than most people who are crying a lot of rivers. This is on the PTR, yes. Tonight, it is on the PTR. Monday night, the Open Cup, which will probably have Clem and MaxPax and beyond, will also be on the PTR. So I'm excited for that. And that should actually make the PTR a whole lot more alive too. Did RosscO see the CC? I'll let you know, Magnet. RosscO did see the CC, mate. I mean, it was pretty close to that wall. The problem is for me, Bully, that I haven't seen a lot of Terrans, period. I've played against 4 Terrans so far on the PTR. I played HeroMarine, BattleBee, Chess, and Braddock. 4 guys that are all right above me, so we did win one of them, but other than that, it's a lot of PvP. And I gotta say, PvP is a lot more enjoyable for me on the PTR. Roddy's PvP magic is back. I'm an animal. I got buffed. I love it. I haven't lost the PvP yet. I think I did I? Maybe one. I lost one. Reaper got picked off by the Adept. RosscO enjoying a pretty normal start. For the first time in this series, you know, no Trigate, no eBay block into being forced to expand elsewhere. It's just all pretty normal. What does bother me a little bit is that some people make it seem that late game TVP is the same as late game TVC, where it's like they just spam ghosts, and it's like in TVP you really don't want to have like too many ghosts. Obviously getting up to 6 is perfectly fine, maybe 8, but if you make 20 ghosts against me when you're playing Terran, I'll just be like, alright, thanks. Cool. Like that's that's an army that I'll gladly face. I would love to play against 20 ghosts. Now I did have a game against Uthermal once on what was that? That was a good map. The map that looked I'm so bad with map names. Very pop. Maybe it was 2k, but I don't know. But I think he basically built nothing but ghosts and orbitals. Or maybe it wasn't Uthermal. It was just somebody inspired by Uthermal. But the Terran was clearly very good. And he was kind of trying to turn me into content. And basically built nothing but ghosts. But there were like planetary sensor towers, a couple defensive tanks everywhere, so it was nothing but ghosts. And I actually struggled like no tomorrow. And twice I thought I was down and out, but in the end I somehow won that 45-minute game. So it can be good, but that's obviously in the hands of somebody who's clearly better in the game than I am. If you play against people of your own level and they're making mass ghosts, you should be pretty happy. LoKlok is gonna try to bring the Widowmine drop back. Now, whenever I tell you guys that I don't think Widowmines do anything, they do a lot. Whenever I get excited, they never do anything. So I'm just going to be very quiet and see how RosscO deals with this. And so far, I think it is pretty perfect. That mine has fired. He's gonna burrow it, and I think RosscO forgot about it, but he does split off a couple workers towards the end. Only loses 3. A different target there would have been brilliant. Kind of cool how LoKlok handled that, and I think RosscO got just a bit confused. Like that mine was just sitting there. Like, I guess it already fired, right? Or Lord knows what happened. I think I watched that one live. What was that map made? Like top right, bottom left. It's the map where Lambo beat Reynor on in the WTL. With the lurkers and the roaches. Or a lot of roaches and ravages. Very popular map. Not last map pool, but the one before. I always hate it when I think of map names and I can't figure them out anymore. LoKlok is Widowmine opening, not doing too much. But we're not done yet. 2 adapts. We're gonna try to snipe the orbital. Ambitious play. Oh, RosscO working on the bunker. Honestly, not a very hot play. I don't know what RosscO is doing here, guys. I don't know if he's focused on the depths, but he was definitely not looking at what he was supposed to be looking at. And he casually donated 5 stalkers. Definitely don't mean Ghost River, because that was last map. Man, what was this map? You basically had... Was it just 2k? No, it wasn't 2k. It was the map with the 2 gold bases in the center. One on the top left, one on the bottom right. Obviously rocks going down the ramp. Basically you had a natural, you had a 3rd base on the high ground and then a 4th base on the low ground. You could go different ways. You could take the gold in the center. It's a very popular map for a long time. And it was not 2k atmosphere, but it was the 2k of the next map pool basically. Some romanticide vibes. No, not that long ago, guys. Very popular map. Yeah, I know I'm doing a bad job describing it. A bit dark, purple, bluish. Thank you, the Watcher Foe, for the 16 months. Is this then, by the way, guys, the game that LoKlok can win? He's the Robo. The Robo is exposed. He goes for the battery instead. Now changes direction. Goes for the Colossus. He gets it, but one more Colossus just popped out. He's going to turn around. Try to kill it. Please move your army then. Oh, LoKlok matey, you messed this one up. There were multiple ways that this could have been an absolutely fantastic fight for LoKlok. But he could not quite capitalize on it. Oh, and that is going to do it. Oh, that's such a shame, guys. Such a shame for LoKlok. As tonight was perhaps not his night. RosscO gets 3 straight wins for the lads over in Epic Land. Yes, they lost the first series 0-3. They win the second one. We can take another look at these final moments here. Obviously, the PTR is on the American server, and maybe this is very difficult for... yeah, Hecate. I think that's the name. Hecate. Exactly, that one. Good job, Magnus. And maybe like the ping was really hurting LoKlok here a little bit. But this is a game where obviously it went pretty fine up to this point. He didn't find great economic damage, but he did kill a bunch of stalkers. This is not a very strong Protoss army. This is an exposed pylon. This is an exposed Robo. We have an interference matrix in the mix. There's so much potential here, guys, for LoKlok. So many ways to play this out in a great way. Now, if you stim like this, what you can always do, if you see that the Protoss army is not here, is just immediately go for the pylon or you immediately go for the Robo. Both plays totally fine. But what you want is your army to be like in this area. It is fine if you commit to a great fight. Yes, you're committed in this area, but you're committing to a great fight. Instead, he goes for the battery. Then he sees the army here. He changes his mind, drops the matrix. But then another Colossus pops out, and good job by RosscO, by the way, rallying it to the left. And he walks through the Zealots to snipe it, which I'm personally not a fan of, because if you walk away from the Zealots, you go for this one. This one was disabled anyway. So if we go to the left, we kill this one for free, and then the Zealots have to run into your army rather than you through the Zealots. That would have been great, but okay, he does get it. He turns around. This part, at this point it gets dicey, but the game is still totally fine. If you shoot, and then you right-click here, and then you shoot again. But I think he misclicked, and he fired it at the robo, and not once but twice, so... Very, very painful misclick by LoKlok, because if we shoot, run Colossus, we're totally fine. But he misclicks, and he clicks on the robo twice, deals 400 damage to it, then loses everything. And decided that this was just not his night and not his series. It happens to the best of us. Real shame there, because that is honestly a game that I think belongs to LoKlok. RosscO did good. RosscO did what he had to do there. First he saves his Colossus for as long as he can, then he clicks the other Colossus in the right direction. But no matter how many things RosscO does right, you do not control your opponent shooting at the robo. So that's the unforced error. RosscO did as good as he did there, but if LoKlok would have done not even the very best, but just did alright, then I think LoKlok wins that fight. And there is not a whole lot that RosscO can do about it. But yeah, LoKlok kind of giving that one to RosscO with the misclicks. I do think there was some ping issues there. That is obviously a downside of having to play on the PTR. That's what we're going to see on Monday as well. So if there was ever a Monday night weekly at 6 PM that was supposed to be won by an American, they should win on Monday. Because they will have the ping advantage there throughout the entire tournament. In the Colores Stadfesten Roddy Cup number 8 or 9, whatever number it is. Yeah, I'll take a tiny break, guys. Then we'll be back with higher MMR gaming. It will be the American Protoss Patty Mac. And in my DM announcement, I wrote Canadian Protoss. he's like, Canadian, question mark, exclamation mark, question mark. He's a proud American guy. Not Canadian, but the American Protoss Patty Mac is going to duke it out with the French Protoss Deca. They're both around 5,700, 5,800 MMR. So, should be fun. You guys believed in RosscO. And he did win. Back-to-back 3-0s, guys. This is not my week. But let's hope the final two series are close, competitive, and awesome. Patty Mac, a best of 5, BBB number 73. New patch, new maps. This one is for $100 for the winner and $25 for the loser. Deca, 4-inch P, 5.8k. Patty Mac, USA P, 5.8k. That's what we're going for. I'll give you guys 15 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and take a tiny break. We'll get the nerds to veto up. By the time that I come back, it is time for Patty Mac versus Deca. I think it's going to be good. How does PvP look in this patch? Obviously, I have played like solid, I think 15 or 20 PvPs on this patch, on this map pool. But the way that my games look, that's not very relevant to how a lot of the other guys play. They don't play like me. And I don't think we're going to see stuff that is similar to the way that I play. So I'm honestly very curious. I don't expect any 1-gate fast expanse. That's all I know. But besides that, guys, this is the first that I really get to see of it. And it excites me. I'll see you guys soon.